Mr. Johnson is next recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, General, for your time today. In your role, you are responsible for the cyber operations that protect the sprawling .mil digital enterprise that our warfighter really depends upon. And over the last several years, progress has been made to implement an Internet Operations Management program that looks at DoD's cyber infrastructure through the eyes of the adversary. But despite some progress, this program has yet to be deployed across the entire DoD information network. And recently enacted FY22 DoD appropriations provide funds to do that. So are you committed to pushing this critical endeavor across the finish line this year? Should we expect that?
I am committed, Congressman, and I would say, first of all, thank you for discussion on the DoD information network, a sprawling network in terms of what provides us support for our warfighting functions, our communications, and our capabilities. What we have done with our Joint Force headquarters that's in charge of the DoD information network is look at all 45 stakeholders within this information network and then make sure that we're checking in terms of how they're conducting their operations. This is part of the, the foundational work that we need to have a much more secure and resilient DoD.
Very good. And could you describe how Cybercom is integrating artificial intelligence and machine learning to automate defense of the DoD and monitor it and identify cyber threats?
Congressman, we've worked a number of different experiments. I know specifically an experiment that we worked at Army Cyber to look at artificial intelligence and machine learning to identify vulnerabilities within our network and then patch them automatically. This is a really good example of taking, what we would consider, a vulnerability and not having to have a human in the loop, but rapidly being able to address the vulnerability with a patch before anyone knows it. This is the initial work that we've done. There's more work that needs to be done in AI. I'm a very, very strong supporter of the AI National Commission and where we can bring that to U.S. Cyber Command.
And I know that some of this is sensitive and maybe better in a classified setting, but I'm just wondering about what the most promising applications of AI and ML may be for the Cybercom enterprise.
There are many, Congressman, and I think that I will defer that to a different venue to perhaps have that discussion with you.
Very good. Let me ask you about something else. I've got a couple minutes here. The late scholar Thomas Schelling described bargaining power as the power to hurt. Could you describe the utility of the defense forward concept compared to a more traditional deterrence by the punishment model?
So as Secretary Plum indicated, cyber deterrence is not nuclear deterrence. And this is a much different means upon which we look at this domain. And so what we have learned, I think, over the past several years is that we have to have an ability to really drive the cost up for our adversaries. And there are a number of different ways that we can drive the cost up for our adversaries. One is we can have much more resilient networks. Two, we can share information more broadly. Three, we can take on cyber adversaries that are attempting to attack our nation. Those are all ways of doing it, but it's a comprehensive approach. And the other piece that I would add is what we've learned from elections is that partners matter. And partners like the FBI, partners like CISA, partners like academic institutions that have knowledge that they're tracking on adversaries that we may not even see. And so I think, again, to the point of there's no one agency, one department that can do it all in cyberspace, but the most effective ones are the ones that partner and get it done together.
Very good. Thank you again, General. I yield back.